You're not poor because you're unlucky. You're not broke because you're bad with money. You're not stuck because you're lazy. You're stuck because they taught you to be. From the moment you were born, you were surrounded by whispers, voices saying money is scarce, wealth is reserved for the elite, and abundance is something you have to fight for, bleed for, suffer for. But those whispers weren't truth, they were programs. Scripts embedded in your subconscious before you even knew how to say the word money. And now, finally, you're about to overwrite that script. Right now, as these words enter your ears, your energy is shifting. You may not feel it immediately, but something deeper is happening. The sound of these affirmations isn't just language, it's frequency, it's vibration. And vibration is what creates your reality. You're made of energy. Money is energy. The only difference between where you are and where you want to be is the frequency you're tuned into. So I need you to understand this one truth before anything else. You are not here to chase money. You are here to attract it. You are not a beggar. You are a magnet. You don't have to convince wealth to come to you. You simply have to remember how to call it. And you do that through alignment, through belief, through language that rewires your inner world. That's what this is. This moment, this audio, it's not a video. It's a transmission. Listen closely. You are rich. You are powerful. You are worthy. You are aligned with the flow of unlimited wealth. Money comes to you easily, frequently, and abundantly. Let those words echo in you. Let them sink beneath your thoughts and take root in the soil of your subconscious. Because what you repeat, you become, and what you accept as true becomes your experience. This may sound like magic, and in a way it is, but it's not the fairy tale kind. It's the kind that's been documented in sacred texts, decoded by quantum physics, and demonstrated by every self-made millionaire who ever believed before they had proof. It's not about working harder. It's about believing deeper. You are not here to hustle in circles. You are here to wake up. And you're doing it right now. There's a reason this video found you. A reason you're still listening. It's because part of you, maybe a part you forgot, knows that you were never meant to struggle. You were never meant to live in survival mode. You were never meant to look at price tags with fear or tell yourself, I can't afford that. That's not who you are, that's who you were trained to be. So listen again. I am rich. Money loves me. Abundance flows to me now. I do not chase. I attract. What belongs to me will find me. These are not just feel-good phrases. They're keys. Keys that unlock new patterns, new pathways, new perceptions. And once you unlock those, the outer world has no choice but to rearrange itself around your new truth. Do you understand the power of that? You don't have to wait for a paycheck. You don't have to wait for a loan to get approved. You don't have to wait for a miracle. You are the miracle. The shift happens when you decide it does. And every second you absorb this frequency, that decision is getting easier. Right now your subconscious mind is listening more deeply than ever. It's relaxing into the rhythm, dropping its defenses, accepting new commands. And here's what you're feeding it. You are safe. You are supported. You are prosperous beyond measure. You were born into a universe that rewards alignment, not effort alone. You were born wealthy in spirit, and that spiritual wealth is now translating into physical form. Take a breath. Let that sink in. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to fight for approval. You don't need to explain your desire for more. You are allowed to want money. You are allowed to live in luxury. You are allowed to say yes to overflow. Because when you're in overflow, you become a blessing, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. The biggest lie you've been told is that wanting wealth makes you greedy. The truth? Staying broke when you were born to be abundant, that's the real tragedy. Because when you have more, you give more. When you are full, you pour. And when you finally stop resisting your own expansion, you become the very channel through which abundance flows into the world. And that flow is starting now. Listen to me. It doesn't matter what your bank account says. It doesn't matter what your credit score is. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed or fallen or felt like giving up. None of that is your identity. That was just a phase. And this is your awakening. Repeat after me. I am no longer a prisoner of poverty. I am no longer held hostage by fear. I am no longer available for lack, scarcity, or limitation. From this moment forward, I align with wealth, with expansion, with the vibration of infinite prosperity. I walk as if it's already mine. Because it is. This isn't imagination. This is creation. Creation begins within you. And every affirmation you've just heard is a seed. With every breath you take, it grows. With every repetition, it strengthens. And with every ounce of belief, it breaks through the soil of old limitations and starts to bloom. So let me ask you this. Are you ready to stop waiting for permission? Are you ready to stop settling for less than your divine share? Are you ready to stop acting like wealth is for them and not for you? Because you were never meant to live small. You were never meant to struggle. You were meant to overflow. Every dollar you've ever dreamed of is already waiting for you. Not in some far-off future, not in a lottery win, not in a job promotion. It's waiting for you in the field of energy that surrounds you right now. And the only thing separating you from it is the frequency you're on. Think of it like a radio station. If you're tuned into lack, you'll only ever hear static, frustration, and missed opportunities. But the moment you shift your dial to abundance, everything changes. Suddenly you begin to receive, not because money magically appeared out of nowhere, but because you finally stopped blocking it. You were never denied wealth, you were disconnected from it. But now you're reconnecting with every word, with every breath. You're aligning with the signal that wealth has been broadcasting all along. You're starting to vibrate at the level of the life you desire, and when that happens, the universe responds instantly. It's not slow. It's not complicated. It's not some reward you have to earn. It's law. Energy flows where belief goes, and right now your belief is being rebuilt. You're starting to believe that you deserve more, that you're not meant to live in survival, that it's safe to be seen, safe to succeed, safe to rise. Feel how powerful that is. Feel how your body reacts when you speak truth into the places where lies used to live. I am rich. I am wealthy. I am magnetic to money. My bank account grows even when I sleep. My income expands with ease. Money flows to me from unexpensive places, in unexpensive ways, at unexpensive times. Don't just say it. Let it echo through your cells. Let it replace the voice of fear that told you to be realistic, that told you to play it safe, that told you not to ask for too much. Because here's the truth. There is no too much. The universe is infinite. It doesn't run out of resources. It doesn't need you to shrink. It doesn't need you to struggle. It needs you to remember who you are. You are the embodiment of abundance. You are a spark of divine intelligence. You are the manifestation of a limitless creator. So why would the universe ever create you to suffer? It wouldn't. It didn't. That was conditioning. That was human programming. That was survival code passed down from generations of fear, lack, and war. But that ends with you. You are the pattern breaker. You are the first in your lineage to say, I choose abundance. I choose overflow. I choose to believe in my worth. And the moment you do, your entire timeline starts to shift. Old beliefs begin to crumble. New pathways begin to form. And what once seemed impossible now starts arriving in ways that feel effortless. Money is not the enemy. It's not evil. It's not dirty. It's not spiritual to reject wealth. It's spiritual to circulate it, to receive it with joy, to use it as a tool for good, to bless your family, your future, your community. You're not just manifesting for you. You're becoming a vessel of prosperity for everything you touch. And it starts by saying yes. Yes to receiving. Yes to deserving. Yes to more. So let's say it together. I am open to receive. I am ready to be blessed. I am a living match for abundance. My frequency is money. My energy is wealth. My words are magic. My thoughts are golden. Every action I take moves me closer to the life I already see in my mind. That vision you keep seeing, that dream that won't let go of you, that's not a fantasy. It's a preview. It's a blueprint from the divine. And if you can see it, feel it, speak it, you can live it. There are no coincidences here. This moment, this message, this voice in your ear right now, it was meant for you. Because you're ready. Ready to stop surviving. Ready to stop doubting. Ready to stop waiting for someone to come save you. The saving starts from within. The shift begins with belief. And belief begins with the words you choose to speak over your life. So say it, I am not who I used to be. I am not the version of me that accepted crumbs. I am not available for poverty, fear, or struggle. I am a wealth magnet. I am a money generator. I am tapped into infinite supply. Every day I become more and more aligned with prosperity. I take inspired action. I trust divine timing. And I always receive more than I imagined. Feel that vibration. That's the frequency of transformation. That's what wealth feels like in your nervous system. Not panic, not pressure, but peace, flow, power. That's what money really is. Power, not over others. Power to create, power to choose, power to say yes to your dreams without worrying about the cost. You weren't created to constantly check your balance. You weren't born to settle for just enough. That's not your destiny. That's programming. And the deeper you listen, the more that programming dissolves. Your subconscious is starting to understand. You are safe to be rich. You are safe to receive money while resting. You are safe to earn through joy. You are safe to have overflow. You don't need to apologize for wanting more. You don't need to feel guilty for visualizing a life of luxury. You don't need to explain your desire for financial freedom. The desire itself is divine. You were born with that vision for a reason. It's not random. It's a call, a calling into your next evolution, and it's one you're finally answering. This isn't just motivation. This is activation. Something inside you is waking up, something ancient, something powerful, the version of you that always knew this was possible, the version that was never afraid to dream, the version that always knew money wasn't meant to be your enemy, it was meant to be your servant. And from this point forward, it is. Because you've remembered the truth, you are the source, you are the signal, you are the vibration, and when you decide to live in alignment with abundance, the world bends to meet you there. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this. Money flowing toward you like a river. Not a trickle, a surge, a flood, pouring into your life from places you didn't even expect. Opportunities unfolding out of nowhere. Payments showing up, checks in the mail, tips, commissions, gifts, refunds, miracles. And you're no longer wondering where it's coming from. You already know. It's coming from alignment. It's coming from the shift you made. It's coming from the new story you're writing, one thought, one word, one vibration at a time. And here's the secret most people never learn. Wealth is emotional before it becomes financial. If you want your bank account to change, your feelings about money must change first. Fear repels it, guilt delays it, shame blocks it, but joy attracts. Gratitude multiplies. Confidence magnetizes. When you start feeling wealthy, even before the evidence shows up, the evidence rushes in to match that feeling. Because that's how energy works. You don't wait for the money to feel rich. You feel rich and the money comes running. Say it with me now. I feel wealthy. I feel abundant. I feel unstoppable. I feel like money is my natural state. I feel like everything I touch turns to gold. I feel like I was made for more. Because I was. You were. You've always known that. Even in your lowest moments, even when everything felt like it was falling apart, something inside you whispered, "This isn't the end. This isn't your final chapter. This is the beginning of your rise." And now that rise is accelerating. You've activated something powerful. Your words are no longer casual. They are commands. Your thoughts are no longer random. They are instructions. And the universe is always listening, always responding, not to what you beg for, but to what you expect. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And you, right now, are becoming the embodiment of abundance. The money isn't separate from you, it's not hiding, it's waiting for you to match it, to feel it, to claim it. You don't have to chase what you align with. You don't have to hustle for what you believe you already deserve. That's the secret the world will try to make you forget. But you're remembering now. You're remembering that money isn't some mysterious force that only visits the lucky. It's an extension of your energy, an echo of your worthiness, a mirror of your belief system. So look at the beliefs you've been carrying. Do they say you're unworthy? Do they say you have to work 10 times harder than everyone else to get half as much? Do they whisper that rich people are bad, or that money changes people for the worse? If so, those beliefs are not yours. They were given to you. You inherited them from people who were afraid, people who were taught to settle, people who thought struggle was noble and sacrifice was the only path to heaven. But you don't have to carry that anymore. You can put it down. You can let it dissolve. You can trade those heavy beliefs for lighter ones, for truer ones, for the ones that say, I can be spiritual and wealthy, I can be kind and rich, I can be generous and powerful, I can be soft and strong, I can be fully me and still attract limitless abundance. Because this is what it really means to manifest. It's not forcing, it's not begging, it's not obsessively visualizing from a place of desperation. It's remembering who you were before the world taught you to doubt. It's relaxing into your power. It's allowing instead of resisting. It's becoming the version of you who already has it, and letting the universe catch up. So become that version now. Walk like it, talk like it, think like it. Don't wait for the money to feel secure. Feel secure now and the money will reflect it. Don't wait for success to feel proud. Stand in your pride and success will follow. Don't wait for proof. You are the proof. Say it again. I am the proof. I am the living evidence of wealth in motion. I am the embodiment of divine abundance. My life is my testimony. And every time I speak creation into form. I am rich in frequency, rich in vision, rich in alignment. And that richness is now becoming physical. You're not asking for scraps anymore. You're not negotiating with the universe. You're commanding with clarity. You're expecting with certainty. You're receiving with ease. Because that is your new normal. Ease, flow, expansion, overflow. You're not here to just survive. You're here to thrive. You're not here to settle for enough. You're here to embody too much. Overflowing accounts, overflowing options, overflowing freedom. The version of you who used to panic at bills, gone. The version of you who waited for Friday just to breathe again, gone. The version of you who believed money only came with pain and sacrifice, gone, because now you're operating from a different truth, a deeper one that says, I am the cause, money is the effect, and I control the cause. This is your turning point. From this moment forward, everything begins to shift. You'll start to notice the nudges, the opportunities, the people, the messages, the ideas. They'll start appearing faster, easier, more obvious. Because you're finally in tune. You're finally listening. You're finally saying yes to the part of you that always knew this was possible. And you're not just saying yes in theory, you're living it. You're making decisions like someone who trusts. You're moving like someone who knows the universe has your back. You're thinking like someone who understands that money is not just paper or numbers, it's energy that listens to certainty. So be certain, be bold, be magnetic. Let every cell in your body vibrate with the knowing that you are already rich. Not someday, not after a raise, not after a client. Now, in this moment. Because your wealth begins in your belief. And that belief has already taken root. Every time you say it, you bring it closer. Every time you feel it, you bring it faster. Every time you believe it, without needing proof, without needing to justify, without needing the world to catch up, you begin to embody the version of you that already lives in wealth. And when that embodiment becomes your default, the universe can't help but reflect it back to you. That's the law, that's the vibration, that's the code being rewritten right now in the deepest layers of your subconscious. The part of you that once saw money as an obstacle is starting to see it as a partner. The part of you that once flinched when bills arrived is now calmed because you know money leaves, money returns, and money multiplies in your presence. The energy of abundance is no longer a distant hope. It's the ground you walk on. It's the breath you take. It's the current running through your thoughts. And the more you lean into that, the more life will rise to meet you. You're not just becoming rich in money, you're becoming rich in clarity, rich in peace, rich in power, rich in vision. That's the kind of wealth that can't be taxed, or stolen, or lost in a market crash. That's the kind of wealth that creates worlds, that heals lineages, that elevates generations. And you're creating it now, through your focus, through your intention, through your decision to no longer participate in scarcity consciousness. You are no longer reacting to a world that told you what you can't have. You are creating from a truth that says you can have it all. You don't have to choose between purpose and prosperity. You don't have to choose between being spiritual and being rich. You don't have to choose between being grounded and being limitless. You were designed to hold it all. Overflow doesn't overwhelm you, it expands you. And this expansion you're stepping into? It's sacred. It's not just about the digits in your account. It's about what those digits represent. Choice, freedom, time, power, the ability to walk away from what drains you, the ability to walk toward what lights you up, the ability to say yes without fear and no without guilt. That's what money gives you. Not just luxury, but liberation. Feel the difference. Feel the shift happening in your body, the softening of old tension, the loosening of old stories, the release of struggle, as if your entire nervous system is finally exhaling after years of holding on. You're not fighting anymore, you're flowing. And in that flow, wealth is inevitable. You no longer have to chase it. You no longer have to earn it with your suffering, you simply have to become the version of you who expects it. And you are. Right now your energy is telling a new story. It's saying, I am worthy of overflow. I am ready for more. I am a divine creator aligned with the rhythm of infinite supply. I move with confidence. I speak with certainty. I think with clarity. I receive with ease. And life responds to me as if I am the center of its abundance, because I am. And when doubt arises, and it will, you won't resist it, you'll observe it, you'll recognize it, and then you'll release it, knowing it's just the residue of an old version of you, the version that didn't know any better, the version that thought safety was in settling. But you know now, safety is in truth. And the truth is, you were born for more. The truth doesn't need permission, it doesn't need applause, it just needs space. Space to grow, space to expand, space to express itself fully, without apology. And the more you honor it, the more your world rearranges to reflect it. You'll start seeing signs, you'll start hearing whispers, you'll feel the subtle nudges guiding you toward aligned opportunities, and when those moments come, you won't hesitate. You'll move, because you'll know that wealth doesn't come to the one who waits, it comes to the one who walks in alignment. You'll walk into rooms differently. You'll answer emails differently. You'll look at your bank balance differently. Not because everything changed overnight, but because you did. You changed how you see yourself, and that changes everything else. Say it again. I am not who I used to be. I am no longer repeating the patterns of lack. I am no longer sabotaging my own flow. I am no longer available for anything less than financial expansion. Money flows to me because I am aligned with its vibration. I don't chase, I attract. I don't force, I allow. I don't beg, I expect. I am no longer hoping for wealth. I am embodying it. Let that become your mantra. Let that truth flood your awareness so fully that it becomes louder than fear, louder than doubt, louder than your past. Let it become the only voice you answer to. Because that voice, that's the voice of your higher self. The self who already lives in the life you desire. The self who's been waiting patiently for you to remember what you came here to create. And now that remembering has begun, your thoughts are cleaner, your energy is clearer, your field is magnetic, and the things you used to pray for, they're on their way to you now. Not because you earned them through exhaustion, but because you aligned with them through faith. You're no longer just dreaming about wealth, you're vibrating with it. It's becoming who you are. Not a goal you chase, not a reward you earn, but a reality you live. And the more you settle into that truth, the more the world bends to reflect it. You begin to walk through life with a quiet certainty. No more panic when the bills come. No more shrinking when you talk about money. No more pretending you're okay with just enough. You're not here to just survive. You're here to overflow. And this overflow? It starts within. It starts when you stop identifying as someone who struggles. When you stop carrying the identity of the underdog. When you stop believing that wealth is for someone else. Because it's not. It's for you. It's always been for you. The moment you were born, you were given the keys. But no one showed you how to use them. So you forgot. You forgot your power. You forgot your authority. You forgot. You're the one who gets to choose how rich your life becomes. But that forgetting is over now. You are remembering. You are rising. You are reclaiming the truth they buried beneath layers of doubt. The truth is, you were never blocked. You were never cursed. You were never broken. You were simply out of tune, off frequency, like a radio stuck on static. But now, you're turning the dial. You're tuning into the channel where money flows, where opportunity knocks, where your inner world is so aligned that the outer world has no choice but to match it. Say it now. My vibration is wealthy. My energy is expensive. My presence is powerful. Every word I speak creates more money. Every breath I take is connected to the rhythm of abundance. I am the frequency of financial miracles. I am the embodiment of divine success. Feel the electricity behind those words. That's not just motivation. That's transformation. That's your subconscious rewriting itself in real time. That's your old beliefs losing their grip. That's your future self pulling you forward into a new identity. The identity of someone who is no longer waiting to become rich, but someone who simply is. This version of you doesn't doubt when things take time, they trust. This version doesn't panic when circumstances shift, they stay grounded. This version doesn't sabotage their growth with excuses, fears, or the need for validation. They move with knowing, because they've tapped into something most people never will, the power to command wealth through belief, energy, and aligned action. And now, you're learning how to live from that place. Not hoping, not wishing, not forcing, just choosing, again and again, until choosing wealth becomes as natural as breathing, until every cell in your body agrees, until the universe can't tell the difference between your intention and your identity. Because here's the thing, manifestation isn't about forcing reality to obey you. It's about becoming the version of you reality naturally obeys. the one who no longer has to ask for what they desire because it flows without resistance, the one who no longer has to chase because they are so aligned, life rushes to meet them. And you're becoming that version right now. With every repetition, with every word, with every time you say, "I am rich," you step deeper into your truth. Not because you're tricking yourself, but because you're finally allowing yourself to feel good, to feel safe, to feel empowered, to feel deserving of more than just enough. You are worthy of overflow. You are worthy of joy. You are worthy of walking into any space and knowing, without a doubt, that abundance is your natural state. Let go of the stories that told you otherwise. Let go of the scarcity you inherited. Let go of the shame that made you shrink. Let go of the guilt that made you reject more. You don't need to earn permission to be rich. You only need to remember that you already are. So breathe that in. Breathe in the truth. Breathe in the worthiness. Breathe in the permission to expand. And with every breath, feel your energy rising. Feel your vibration lifting. Feel the money magnet you were born to be coming alive again. It's not a fantasy. It's not a hope. It's not a maybe. It's real. It's here. And it's yours. You don't have to understand how. You don't have to know the exact path. That's not your job. Your job is the alignment. Your job is the decision. Your job is to declare it as done and feel the frequency of it now. Because when you do, the how takes care of itself. The opportunities will arrive. The right people will appear. The ideas will flow. The timing will unfold in ways that make your past struggles look like a dream you finally woke up from. This is your awakening. This is your reset. This is the moment your wealth story changes forever. Not because of luck, but because of alignment. Not because of chance, but because of choice. And you're choosing right now, with your focus, with your voice, with your energy. Say it one more time. I am wealthy now. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when the stars aligned. Now, because I said so, because I decided, because I know who I am. You were never meant to be broke. That was never the plan. Not from the universe, not from the divine, not from the infinite intelligence that created worlds and galaxies and the beating heart in your chest. Poverty is not your destiny. Scarcity is not your purpose. Those are illusions. Man-made illusions, built by systems that benefit when you forget how powerful you really are. You don't have to suffer to be spiritual. You don't have to struggle to be worthy. You don't have to reject wealth in order to stay connected to the divine. That's the old story, and it was never true. You are not here to live in lack, to prove your goodness. You are here to live in overflow, to reflect your divinity. Louise Hay said it best. Prosperity is your divine right. And she was right. You are a spiritual being having a human experience, and part of that experience is learning how to receive love, yes, to receive joy, absolutely, but also to receive money. Because money too is energy, and when it flows into your life with ease, it becomes a mirror of how much you're allowing yourself to receive. Napoleon Hill, in his timeless wisdom, said that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But there's something deeper inside that quote, the word believe. Because no amount of wishing will bring you wealth if your subconscious is still rejecting it. If part of you still believes that being rich is bad, or greedy, or selfish. If part of you still believes that having money makes you less holy, less humble. But the truth is, money amplifies what you already are. If you are generous, money gives you more to give. If you are creative, money gives you space to create. If you are kind, money allows you to express that kindness on a bigger scale. Money doesn't corrupt. It reveals. And when you have healed your relationship with money, it becomes one of the most beautiful spiritual tools you'll ever use. So let's heal it now. Let's speak directly to the guilt, the shame, the resistance. Let's speak to the part of you that still wonders if it's okay to want more. You are safe to have more. You are safe to enjoy luxury. You are safe to walk in wealth with your head held high. You are not selfish. You are not materialistic. You are not betraying your spiritual path by receiving abundance. You are fulfilling it. Because true abundance isn't just about having more for yourself. It's about becoming more of yourself, more radiant, more empowered, more free. When your needs are met with ease, your heart opens, your energy expands, your presence becomes medicine, and everyone around you feels it. You were not sent here to scrape by. You were not sent here to apologize for your desires. You were sent here to embody the truth that wealth and wisdom can coexist, that spirit and success are not opposites, they are partners, and when they work together inside of you, you become unstoppable. There are ancient texts, spiritual doctrines, timeless scriptures, all echoing this same truth, that you are made in the image of the Creator, that you are one with the Source, and if the Source is infinite, limitless, abundant, then what does that make you? Not a beggar, not a servant, not a victim, a creator, a receiver, a channel. You are the open hands of the divine, and the more you allow yourself to receive, the more you reflect the infinite generosity of the Source that made you. So let go of the guilt, let go of the shame, let go of the stories that told you you had to choose between heaven and abundance. Heaven is abundance, and when you live in that energy you become a beacon, a lighthouse, a demonstration of what's possible when spirit and wealth move as one. Say it. I am worthy of divine wealth. I am safe to be rich. I am connected to Source, and Source is infinite. I release all guilt around receiving money. I release all shame around desiring more. I allow myself to prosper because my prosperity is holy. Feel those words in your body. Let them settle into the parts of you that once questioned. Let them become louder than the doubts. Let them sink deeper than the fears. You are not your past. You are not your parents' money story. You are not your culture's scarcity myth. You are not the statistics. You are a soul in a body. And that soul came here to express fully, to receive freely, and to thrive without limits. You don't need permission. You are the permission. And from this point forward, you're not going to shrink to fit other people's comfort zones. You're not going to apologize for your blessings. You're not going to hide your success just to make others feel safe in their limitations. You're going to rise. And your rise will be a signal that others can rise too. This is wealth as a spiritual act. This is abundance as a form of service. This is money, not as a goal, but as a natural consequence of living in alignment with who you truly are. Think about the last time you told yourself, I can't afford that. Think about how casually it came out of your mouth, how normal it felt to shrink your desires just to fit into an invisible budget written by fear. Now ask yourself, where did that thought come from? Who planted it? Who benefits from you believing that wealth is always out of reach? Because it didn't start with you. That belief is borrowed, inherited, programmed, passed down through generations of struggle and scarcity. And today, right now, we return it. Those old money beliefs, the ones that say rich people are greedy, that wealth is a reward only for the lucky, that money doesn't grow on trees, they were never yours. They were survival codes taught by people who loved you but were afraid, people who meant well but didn't know any better. And now with compassion, you get to let them go. You get to choose a new truth. Take a breath deep into your belly. Hold it. Now let it out slowly, and with it, release every story that says you have to work yourself to the bone to deserve abundance. Release the belief that says you'll always struggle. Release the voice that whispers you're not ready, you're not smart enough, you'll never get ahead. Those thoughts are not sacred. They are not protective. They are walls, and you are done living behind walls. Let them fall now, and in their place, plant something new. Say this aloud. I am no longer available for lack. I am no longer loyal to struggle. I am no longer a carrier of inherited scarcity. I let go of the belief that says, I'm not good with money. I let go of the belief that says, wealth is for other people. I let go of the belief that says I'm only allowed to have just enough. And now say this. I am abundant. I am safe to receive. I trust money. I welcome overflow. I am worthy of a life that feels expansive, free, and wildly prosperous. Feel the shift. That's the power of replacement. Your mind cannot exist in a void. When you remove a belief, you must replace it, otherwise the old story creeps back in. That's why affirmations are not just words. They're anchors. New roots, fresh programming for a future that isn't built on fear. And here's something most people don't understand. Your beliefs aren't fixed. They're fluid, changeable, moldable. Your subconscious is always listening, always adapting, always waiting for new instructions. But it needs repetition. It needs energy. It needs emotion. That's how you impress a new idea into the soil of your mind. You don't just say it. You feel it. You speak it with certainty. You breathe it in like oxygen. You embody it like it's already real. So let's go deeper now. Drop into this moment. Close your eyes if you can. Relax your jaw. Unclench your fists. Let your shoulders fall. And with your next breath, imagine every limiting money belief rising to the surface of your body. Picture them as dust, as smoke, as static. Energies that once kept you small but no longer serve you. Now, speak to them. You are not my truth. You are not my future. You are not my identity. Breathe in. And as you do, see a golden light filling your chest, moving into your heart, into your solar plexus, down your arms, into your hands. Breathe out. And as you exhale, release the old stories. Stories of poverty, of fear, of guilt, of unworthiness. Let them leave your body. Let them melt. Say this in your mind. I release the fear of having too much. I release the shame of being seen in my abundance. I release the guilt of outgrowing the people who still believe in struggle. I release the pressure to prove I've earned it. And now replace. I am free. I am powerful. I am aligned with wealth. I am surrounded by opportunities. I am supported by the universe in every transaction, every decision, every moment. Let this be your new atmosphere, a space where lack cannot exist, a space where you no longer have to explain or defend your desire to prosper, a space where wealth is not something you try to create, it's something you simply allow. Because the truth is, you're not here to fight for money, you're not here to hustle for scraps. You're here to remember that money responds to energy, to clarity, to boldness, and every time you release a limiting belief, you give your energy more room to expand. This is the deep work, the real work, the work most people avoid because it requires honesty. But you are not most people. You are ready. You are awake. You are reclaiming your mind and reprogramming it to reflect who you truly are, not who the world told you to be. And as you walk forward from this moment, you'll notice it. The shift, the ease, the lightness. You'll speak differently, spend differently, attract differently, because you're no longer walking through life as the version of you that fears money. You are walking through life as the version of you that commands it. Close your eyes and let's take a journey, not just in your mind, but in your energy, a journey into the life that already belongs to you, the life of wealth, the life of freedom, the life your soul came here to experience. Imagine waking up in a room filled with light. The sheets are soft, the windows are wide, the air smells like possibility. You stretch, you rise, you walk across the floor and your feet sink into plush carpet. You open the curtains and stare out over a view so beautiful it feels so real. But it's not a dream. It's yours. Every inch of it, every detail, every luxury, yours. You walk into your closet. You don't ask, what can I afford to wear today? You ask, what feels good today? You see options, not limitations. Freedom, not restrictions. You're dressed now, confident, calm, magnetic. You step into your morning and everything around you mirrors back wealth. Not just the money, but the ease, the peace, the certainty. Now you walk into your kitchen. There's no anxiety about bills, no weight on your shoulders, there's only space. Space to create, space to rest, space to be. And you know deep in your bones, this is what alignment feels like. You check your accounts, not with fear but with joy. There's more there than you expected. Deposits from unknown sources, payouts, gifts, income that arrived while you were sleeping. Money is moving, money is multiplying, and you're not surprised. This is the new normal. Now imagine walking into your favorite store. There's something you want. Maybe it's a bag, a ring, a piece of art. You don't ask for the price. You don't look for the sale tag. You simply ask, do I love this? And when the answer is yes, you say, I'll take it. And it feels easy, effortless, joy. Feel the weight of the cash in your hand. Feel the swipe of your card. Hear the approved chime. You don't flinch. You don't second guess. You breathe, because this is what it means to live as the wealthy version of you. Now take that energy and amplify it. Step outside into the car waiting for you. Slide into the leather seat. Feel it hug your body. Hear the engine hum like it knows your name. You're not driving toward a dream. You're driving in the dream. You are surrounded by beauty, surrounded by quality, surrounded by luxury, and none of it feels too big for you, because you're not the person who doubts anymore. You're the person who receives. Now say it. This is mine now. It is done. Again. This is mine now. It is done. Let the words vibrate in your chest. Let the energy ripple through your fingers, your spine, your breath. Because the more you feel it, the faster it comes. That's the key, emotional resonance. It's not the words alone that manifest, it's the feeling behind them. The knowing, the certainty, the quiet, grounded presence that says, I'm not wishing, I'm not hoping, I'm not begging, I'm choosing. You're choosing right now. Choosing to feel the texture of wealth. Choosing to walk in the rhythm of prosperity. Choosing to taste the sweetness of freedom. Because once your mind sees it, and your body feels it, your energy commands it. The universe doesn't question that kind of clarity. It responds instantly, precisely, obediently. And when doubt creeps in, when the outside world hasn't caught up yet, you'll come back to this place. You'll close your eyes and see it again. You'll breathe it in again. You'll embody it again. Because manifestation doesn't require the world to agree. It only requires you to align. Let your imagination become a rehearsal, not for some distant fantasy, but for a reality that is already written. Every time you visualize, you are pulling it closer. You are collapsing timelines. You are magnetizing the people, the conversations, the decisions that will make it real. And here's the magic. You don't have to know how. The how is not your job. The how is handled when you focus on the frequency. When you wake up every morning and see the version of you who already has it. When you talk like them, think like them, spend like them, breathe like them. The bridge between this moment and that reality becomes shorter and shorter, until there is no bridge, only arrival. You are arriving now. So breathe into it. Touch it. Taste it. Hear it. Let it wrap around you like silk. Let it ground into your nervous system. Let it become your default. your norm, your baseline. You no longer have to chase wealth. You are the source of wealth. You no longer have to wait for proof. You are the proof. Say it again. This is mine now. It is done. And say it like you mean it, with fire, with conviction, with the kind of energy that moves mountains and bends reality and shifts entire timelines in your favor. Say it as if the very ground you walk on is reshaping itself to carry you toward your destiny. Because it is. Your wealth is already trying to reach you. The question isn't when it's coming, the question is, will you let it? Will you let it land in your life? Will you let it flood your account, your home, your future? Because receiving isn't passive. It's a decision, it's a posture. It's a frequency you either allow or you don't. And most people don't. Not because they don't want to, but because they don't believe that they say the right affirmations, visualize the right future, even feel the right feelings, but underneath they're still carrying resistance. Subtle, silent resistance that says, what if it doesn't happen? What if I mess it up? What if I'm not enough? That doubt? It's a wall. It's a dam holding back the river that's already flowing toward you. The money isn't the issue. The opportunity isn't the issue. You are the gate, and doubt is the lock. But here's the truth no one tells you. Doubt isn't permanent. It's a pattern, and patterns can be broken the moment you choose a new response. So here's your test. Can you walk as if you're already wealthy? Can you speak as if every dollar you need is already on its way? Can you think like someone who knows the universe is working in their favor even when it looks like nothing's happening? That's the test. Because your external world is a mirror. It reflects the energy you hold, not the effort you push. If you keep checking your bank account with anxiety, if you keep hesitating every time you're called to invest in yourself, if you keep holding back out of fear that there's not enough, then the universe mirrors that energy back, not to punish you, but to match you. But if you shift, if you take one small action in alignment with the wealthy version of you, just one, the entire energetic equation begins to change. That action might look like tipping bigger than usual, or buying something without guilt, or investing in something that expands you, or giving without needing it to come back, not because you're reckless, but because you trust. You trust the flow, you trust the law, you trust that what you put out returns multiplied. This is what being ready to receive looks like. It's not about being perfect, it's about being in motion. You can't sit still and expect abundance to break down your door. You have to move with it, flow with it, show it through your actions that you are ready. Because energy responds to demonstration, not just desire. So ask yourself, how would the wealthy version of me walk into this room? How would they respond to this situation? What would they say yes to? What would they release? What would they laugh off because they know something bigger is already aligned? Then do that, be that, act like that. And yes, your ego will scream. It will say, you're pretending, this is fake, be realistic. But you know better now. You know that acting as if is not pretending. It's aligning. It's tuning your energy to the reality you're creating so that it can find you faster. The test is here, and you are passing it the moment you choose faith over fear. The moment you act like someone who trusts the outcome even before it arrives. That's real power. That's real wealth. The ability to hold belief when the evidence hasn't shown up yet. Because that's when it has to. The universe doesn't delay when you're in alignment. It responds instantly to certainty. And every time you move in faith, every time you make a decision based on the future you're stepping into instead of the past you're leaving behind, you become a magnet. So here's your invitation. Give, spend, circulate, not recklessly but reverently. Invest in things that align with your expansion. Support people, experiences, and tools that reflect the version of you you're becoming. Move money like you trust it will return, and it will. 10-fold, 100-fold, more. The real test was never about what you could earn, it was always about what you could hold, what you could believe you're allowed to receive. And now that you believe, the doors begin to open, the floodgates release. The wealth that's been circling you for years now has permission to enter. Because you stopped hesitating, because you stopped shrinking, because you finally said yes. This is the moment you cross the threshold, the moment you move from preparation to possession, from hoping to having. You've activated something that can't be undone. You've tuned into a new vibration, and now everything around you starts to shift to match it. You'll start to notice signs, not just the big dramatic breakthroughs, but the subtle confirmations. A bill is lower than expected. A refund shows up unexpectedly. Someone offers to pay for your coffee. A new client appears seemingly out of nowhere. These aren't coincidences. These are echoes of the frequency you're holding, proof that money is listening to you now. It's responding. Because you're finally aligned with it. Your energy feels different. You're not rushing. You're not in panic mode. You're calm, grounded. There's a quiet certainty running through your body like a current. Your decisions feel clear. Your mind feels uncluttered. Your nervous system feels safer than it has in years. That's what happens when you stop vibrating at the level of, "I hope it works," and rise to the frequency of, "It's already done." And you'll know it's happening by the way you respond to things that used to trigger you. When you see someone living in luxury, you no longer feel envy. You feel expansion. When a bill arrives, you don't tighten, you breathe. When an opportunity costs more than you expected, you don't contract. You ask, "How can I expand into this?" That's how you know. That's how you feel the shift. You're not thinking like the old version of you anymore. You're not playing the same internal dialogue on loop. You're no longer telling yourself stories about why it's hard, why it's slow, why you have to wait. You've stepped into the identity of the wealthy version of you, and they don't operate from fear. They operate from knowing. And with that knowing comes a deep sense of gratitude. Not the forced kind, not the "I'm supposed to be grateful" kind. The natural kind. The kind that flows effortlessly, because you feel how supported you are. You look around and start seeing abundance everywhere. In the sunlight pouring through your window, in the food on your table, in the way people smile at you, in the breath you're taking right now. Gratitude isn't just a feeling. It's an amplifier. It multiplies everything you focus it toward. So begin your day in that energy. Say thank you before the manifestation lands. Thank you for the money that's on its way. Thank you for the opportunities you haven't met yet. Thank you for the version of you who never gave up, even when it got hard. Thank you for the unseen forces that are moving mountains in your favor right now. Gratitude is a frequency booster. It raises your signal, it cleans your energy. It magnetizes the next wave of blessings that are lining up for you now. When you pair gratitude with belief, you create momentum that can't be stopped. And that momentum turns into evidence. And that evidence becomes your new normal. You begin to expect miracles, not as surprises, but as standard. You begin to carry yourself like someone who knows wealth is inevitable. You begin to speak, act, move as if the universe has already said yes. Because it has. You're not waiting for the world to change anymore. You've changed. And now the world is simply catching up. This is the shifted you, the one who no longer defines themselves by their past, the one who no longer argues for their limitations, the one who no longer trades dreams for comfort or abundance for approval. This is the you who says yes to overflow, who spends without fear, who gives without hesitation, who receives without guilt. And the more you embody this version, the more natural it feels, until one day, you won't even remember what it felt like to live in lack. It'll feel like a distant memory, like something you once believed but no longer subscribe to. Because now, you don't just know the truth, you are the truth. You are wealth. You are the vibration of abundance in human form. You are the channel through which money flows effortlessly. And the more you honor that truth, the more it honors you in return.